Therefore no more turn me to him, sweet Nan.
Alas, how then?
Why, thou must be thyself. He doth object I am too great of birth, and that my state being galled with my expense, I seek to heal it only by his wealth. Besides these other bars he lies before me, my riots past, my wild societies, and tells me 'tis a thing impossible. I should love thee, but as a property.
Maybe he tells you true.
No heaven so speed me in my time to come. Albeit I will confess, thy father's wealth was the first motive that I wooed thee, Anne. Yet in wooing me I found thee of more value than stamps in gold or some concealed bags. And 'tis the very riches of thyself that now I aim at.
Gentle Master Fenton, yet seek my father's love, still seek it, sir. If opportunity and humblest suit cannot attain it, why then, hark you hither!
Break their talk, Mistress Quickly. My kinsman shall speak for himself.
I'll make a shaft or a bolt on it. Slid 'tis by venturing.
Do not dismay.
No, she shall not dismay me. I care not for that. But that I am afeard.
Harkee! Master Slender would speak a word with you.
Come to him. This is my father's choice. Oh, what a world of vile, ill-favored faults was handsome in 300 pounds a year.
And how does good Master Fenton pray you a word with you?
Mistress Anne, to her cause. Oh boy, thou hast a father.
I had a father. Mistress Anne, my uncle can tell you the jest of him. Pray you, uncle, tell Mistress Anne how my father stole 2 pins out of a pen.
Mistress
Said
Anne,
uncle.
my cousin loves you.
Aye, that I do. As much as I love any woman in Gloucestershire.
He will make you 150 pounds jointure.
Aye, that I will. Come cut, long tail, under the degree of a squire.
He will maintain you like a gentleman.
Gentle Master Shallow, let him woo for himself.
I thank you. I thank you for that good comfort. She calls you cause. I leave you.
Now, Master Slender,
Now then, Mistress Anne.
what is your will?
My will? That's a pretty jest indeed. I ne'er made my will yet. I thank heaven. I'm not such a sickly creature. I give heaven praise.
I mean, Master Slender, what would you with me?
Truly, for mine own part, I would little or nothing with you. Your father and my uncle have made motions. To do so. If not, happy man be his dome. They can tell you how things go better than I can. You may ask your father.
Now, Master Slender.
Here he comes.
Love him, daughter Anne. Why, how now? What does Master Fenton here? You wrong me, sir. Thus still to hunt my house? I told you, sir, my daughter is disposed of.
Nay, Master Page, be not impatient.
Good Master Fenton, come not to my child.
She is no match for you.
Sir, will you hear me?
No, Master Fenton. Come, Master Shallow, come, son Slender, in. Knowing my mind, you wrong me, Master Fenton.
Speak to Mistress Page.
Good Mistress Page, for that I love your daughter in such a righteous fashion as I do, perforce against all checks, rebukes, and manners, I must advance the colors of my love and not retire. Let me have your goodwill.
Mother, do not marry me to yon friend. I mean it not. I seek you a better husband.
That's the Master Doctor.
I had rather be set quick in the earth and boiled to death with turnips. Come, trouble not yourself. Good Master Fenton, I will not be your friend nor enemy. My daughter, will I question how she loves you, and as I find her, so am I affected. Till then, farewell. She must needs go in. Her father will be angry.
Farewell, gentle mistress. Farewell, Nan.
This is my doing now. Nay, said I, will you cast away your child on a fool and a physician? Look on Master Fenton. This is my doing.
I thank thee, and I pray thee once tonight, give my sweet Nan this ring. And here's for thy pains.
Now heaven send thee good fortune. A kind heart he hath. A woman would run through fire and water for such a kind heart. Yet I would mistress say would choose the doctor. Or I would she had her master slender. Or in sooth, I would she had her master Fenton. Well, I will do what I can for them all three, for so I've promised. And I'll be as good as my word. But speciously for Master Fenton. Well, I must have another errand to Sir John Falstaff with my two mistresses. What a beast am I to slack it.
Put a toast in it. Have I lived to be carried in a basket like a barrel of butcher's offal, and to be thrown in the Thames? Well, if I be served such another trick, I'll have my brains taken out and buttered. The rogues slided me in the river with as little remorse as they would have drowned a blind bitch's puppies. 15 in the litter! And you may know by my size, I have a kind of alacrity in sinking. If the bottom were as deep as hell, I should down, and I had been drowned. But that the shore was shelvy and shallow, a death that I abhor, for the water swells a man. And what a thing should I have been when I had been swelled? I should have been a mountain of mummy.
Here's Mistress Quickly, sir. I'll speak with you.
Come, let me pour in some sap to the Thames water, for my belly's as cold as if I'd swallowed snowballs for pills to cool the rains. Call her in.
Come in, woman. Well, by your leave, I cry you mercy. Give your worship good morrow.
Take away these chalices. Go brew me a bottle of sack finely. How now?
Marry, sir, I come to your worship from Mistress Ford.
Mistress Ford? I have had Ford enough. I was thrown into the Ford. I have my belly full of Ford.
Alas, the day. That was not her fault. She does so take on with their men. They mistook their erection.
So did I mine, to build upon a foolish woman's promise.
Well, she laments, sir, for it, that it would yearn your heart to see it. Her husband goes this morning a-birding, and she desires you once more to come to her between 8 and 9. I must carry her word quickly. She'll make you amends. I warned you.
Well, I will visit her, tell her so, and bid her think what a man is. Let her consider his frailty, and then judge of my merit.
I will tell her.
Do so. Between 9 and 10, say'st thou?
8 and 9, sir.
Well, be gone. I will not miss her.
Peace be with you.
I marvel I hear not of Master Brooke. He sent me word to stay within. I like his money well. Oh, here he comes.
Bless you, sir.
Master Brooke, you come to know what hath passed between me and Ford's wife.
That indeed, Sir John, is my business.
Master Brooke, I will not lie to you. I was at her house the hour she appointed me.
And sped you, sir?
Very ill-favoredly, Master Brooke.
How so, sir? Did she change her determination?
No, Master Brooke, but the peaking cornuto, her husband, dwelling in a continuous larve of jealousy, comes me in the instant of our encounter, after we had embraced, kissed, protested, and, as it were, spoke the prologue of our comedy. And at his heels, a rabble of his companions, thither provoked and instigated by his distemper, and, forsooth, to search his house for his wife's love.
What? While you were there?
While I was there!
And did I search? And did he search for you and could not find you?
You shall hear, Master Brooke, as good luck would have it, comes in one Mistress Page, gives intelligence of Ford's approach, and in her invention and Ford's wife's distraction, they conveyed me into a buck basket.
Get the buck basket!
Yes! A buck basket! Rammed me in with foul shirts and smocks, socks, foul stockings, greasy napkins that, Master Brooke, there was the rankest compound of villainous smell that ever offended nostril.
And how long lay you there, sir?
You shall hear, Master Brooke, but I have suffered to bring this woman to evil for your good. Being thus crammed in the basket, a couple of Ford's knaves, his hinds, were called forth by their mistress to carry me in the name of foul clothes to Dadget Lane. They took me by their shoulders, met the jealous knave, their master, at the door, who asked them once or twice what they had in the basket. I quite feared lest the lunatic knave would have searched it. But fate, ordaining he should be a cuckold, held his hand. On went he for a search, and away went I for foul clothes. But mark the sequel. I suffered the pangs of 3 several deaths. It was a miracle to escape suffocation. And in the height of this bath, when I was more than half stewed in grease, and to be thrown in the Thames and cooled off, glowing hot in that surge like a horseshoe. Think of that, hissing hot. Think of that, Master Brooke.
In good sadness, sir, I'm sorry that for my sake you have suffered all this. My suit, then, is desperate. You'll undertake her no more?
Master Brooke, I will be thrown into Etna as I have been into Thames ere I will leave her thus. Her husband goes this morning a-birding. I have received from her another embassy of meeting. 'Twixt 8 and 9 is the hour, Master Brooke.
'Tis past 8 already, sir.
Is it? I will then address me to my appointment. Come to me later and you shall know how I speak, and the conclusion shall be crowned with you enjoying her. Adieu, you shall have her. Master Brooke, you shall cuckold Ford!
Is this a vision? Is this a dream? Do I sleep? Oh, Mr. Ford, awake! Awake, Master Ford! This 'tis to be married. This 'tis to have linen and buck baskets. Well, I will proclaim myself what I am. I will now take the lecture. He is at my house. He cannot escape me! 'Tis impossible he should. He cannot creep into a halfpenny purse, nor into a pepper box, but lest the devil that guides him should aid him, I will search impossible places. Though what I am I cannot avoid, yet to be what I would not shall not make me tame. If I have horns to make one mad, let the proverb go with me. I'll be horn mad!
your sorrow hath eaten up my sufferance. I see you are obsequious in your love, and I profess requital to a hair's breadth, not only, Mistress Ford, in the simple office of love, but in all the accoutrement, compliment, and ceremony of it. But are you sure of your husband now?
He's at breakfast, Sir John.
Hello, Francis Ford, but hello.
Step into the chamber, Sir John.
How now, sweetheart? Who's at home besides yourself?
Why, none but mine own people.
Indeed?
No, certainly.
Speak louder. Truly, I am so glad you have nobody here.
Why?
Why, woman, your husband is in his old lines again. He so takes yonder with my husband, so rails against all merry mankind, and so buffets himself on the forehead, crying, peer out, that any madness I ever yet beheld seems but tameness, civility, and patience to this his distemper he is in now. I'm glad the lecherous knight is not here.
Why? Does he talk of him?
Of none but him, and swears he was carried out the last time he searched for him in a basket, proclaims to my husband he is now here, and hath drawn him and the rest of their company from their sport to make an experiment of his suspicion. Oh. But I am glad the knight is not here. Now he shall see his own form.
How near is he, Mistress Page?
Hard by at street end. He will be here anon.
I am undone. The knight is here.
Why then, you are utterly shamed, and he is but a dead man. Away with him, away with him. What a woman are you? Better shame than
Which way should he go? How should I bestow him? Shall I put him into the basket again?
No! I'll come no more in the basket. May I not go out ere he come?
Alas! 3 of Master Ford's brothers watch the door with pistols that none shall issue out. Otherwise you might slip out ere he came. But what make you here?
What shall I do? I creep up into the chimney.
Oh, there they always used to discharge their burning pieces.
Creep into the kiln hole!
Where is it?
Oh, he will seek there, on my word. Oh, there is no hiding you in the house.
I'll go out then.
If you go out in your own semblance, you die! Sir John, unless you go out disguised.
How am I to disguise him?
Alas, the day I know not. You have no woman's gown big enough. Otherwise, you might put on a hat, a muffler, and a kerchief, and so escape.
Good hearts devise something, any extremity rather than a mischief.
Run up, Sir John!
Go, go, sweet Sir John, find some costume or other. Mistress Page and I will look some linen for your head.
Quick, quick! We'll come dress you straight. Put on what you discover the while!
I would my husband would meet him in this shape.
Heaven guide him to thy husband's cudgel, and the devil guide his cudgel afterwards.
But is my husband coming?
Aye, and good sadness, and he talks of the basket too. Howsoever he hath had intelligence.
We'll try that, for I'll appoint my people to carry the basket again to meet him at the door with it as they did last time.
Nay, but he'll be here presently. Let's go dress him in what frivolity we can.
I'll first direct my people what they shall do with the basket. Go up, I'll bring linen for him straight.
Hang him, dishonest varlet. We cannot misuse enough. We'll leave a proof by that which we will do. Wives may be merry, and yet honest too. We do not act that often jest and laugh. 'Tis old but true. Still swine eats all the draft.
Go, take the basket again by your shoulders. Your master is hard at door. If he bids you set it down, obey him. Quickly, dispatch.
Come, come, take it up.
Pray heaven it be not full of night again.
I hope not. I have lived as bear so much less.
Aye, but if it prove true, Master Pence, have you any way then to unfold me again? Aha! Lay off the basket, villains! Somebody call my wife. You've in a basket. There's a knot, a gin, a pact, a conspiracy against me. Now shall the devil be shamed. What, wife, I say? Come hither. Behold what honest clothes you set forth to bleaching. Why this passes, Master Ford? You are not to go loose any longer. You must be pinioned.
Why, this is lunatics! This is mad as a mad dog! This is not well, indeed!
So say I too, sir. Come hither, Mistress Ford! Oh, Mistress Ford, the honest woman, the modest wife, the virtuous creature, and not the jealous fool to her husband. I suspect without cause, mistress, do I?
Heaven be my witness, you do, if you suspect me in any dishonesty.
Well said, brazen face. Hold it out. Come forth, Sirrah! Come forth, Sirrah! Just pass.
Are you not ashamed?
Oh, ha ha! Ha ha! Oh! 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 Oh!
Oh, let the clothes alone!
I shall find you anon!
'Tis unreasonable! Will you take up your wife's clothes? Come away!
Empty the basket, I say.
Why, man? Why?
Master Page, as I, man, there was one conveyed out of my house yesterday in this basket. Why may not he be there again? In my house, I am sure he is. My intelligence is true! My jealousy is reasonable. Pluck me out all the linen! Okay.
If you find a man there, he shall die a flea's death.
Here's no man.
By my fidelity, Master Ford, this is not well. This wrongs you.
Master Ford, you must pray and not follow the imagination of your own heart. This is jealousy.
Come on Well, he is not here I seek for. No, nor nowhere else but in your brain. Help to search my house this one time. If I find not what I seek, let me forever be your table's sport. Let them say of me, as jealous as Ford, that searched a hollow walnut for his wife's lemon. Satisfy me once more. Once more. Search with me.
What ho, Mistress Page? Come you and the old woman down. Oh, my husband will into the chamber.
Old woman? What old woman's that?
Oh, why, it is my maid's Aunt of Brayford.
I recognize you not. You're a witch. A queen! An old cousining queen! She works by spells, by charms, by the figure, and such daubery as this is beyond our elements. We know nothing. Come down, you witch, you hag, you come down, I say!
Oh, nay, good sweet husband!
Whoa!
Oh, that gentleman! Let him not strike the old woman!
No, out of my door, you witch! You rag, you ragged, you I'll conquer you! I'll force to tell you!
Are you not ashamed? I think you killed the poor woman. Nay, he will do it. 'Tis a goodly credit for you.
Why, no, I think the woman is a witch indeed.
Will you follow, gentlemen? I beseech you, follow. See what the issue of my jealousy. If I cry out thus upon no trail, never trust me when I open again.
Let's obey his humor a little further. Come, gentlemen.
Trust me, he beat him most pitifully. Oh, nay, by the mass, that he did not. He beat him most unpitifully, methought. I'll have the the pillow hallowed and hung o'er the altar, for it hath done meritorious service.
Oh, much thank you. May we with the warrant of womanhood and the witness of a good conscience pursue him with any further revenge?
The spirit of wantonness is sure scared out of him. He will never, I think, in the way of waste, attempt us again.
Shall we tell our husbands how we have served him?
Yes, by all means, if it be but to scrape the figures out of your husband's brains. If they find it in their hearts, the poor unvirtuous knight be any further afflicted, we too would still be the ministers.
I warrant they'll have him publicly shamed. And methinks there should be no period to the just should he not be publicly shamed.
Come to forge with it, then shape it. We would not have things cool.
And he did send you both these letters at an instant.
Within a quarter of an hour.
Pardon me, Alice. Henceforth, do what thou wilt. I rather will suspect the sun with gold than thee with wantonness. Now doth thy honor stand in him that was of late an heretic as firm as fate.
'Tis well, no more. Be not as extreme in submission as in offense, but let our plot go forward. Let our wives yet once again to make us public sport. Appoint a meeting with this roguish fellow, where we may take him and disgrace him for it.
There is no better way than that they spoke of.
How? To send him word they'll meet him in the park at midnight? Fie, he'll never come.
You say he has been thrown in the river and has been grievously beaten as an old woman. Methinks there should be terror in him that he should not come. Methinks his flesh is punished. He should have no desires.
So think I too.
Devise but how you'll use him when he comes, and let us devise to bring him thither.
There is an old tale that goes but Herne the Hunter, sometime a keeper here in Windsor Forest, doth all at winter time at still midnight walk around about an oak with great ragged horns.
Why yet there want not many who do fear in deep of night to walk by this Herne's hope, but what of this?
Mary, this is our device, that Falstaff at that oak shall meet with us.
Well, let it not be doubted, but he'll come, and in this shape. When you have brought him thither, what shall be done with him? What is your plot?
That likewise we have thought upon in thus. Nan Page, my daughter, and all of you will dress like fairies. Upon a sudden, as Falstaff, she and I are newly met, let you from forth a sob hit, rush at once in some great diffused song. Upon their sight, we two in braided maziness will fly, then let you all encircle him about, and fairy-like to pinch the ugly head.
Until he tell the truth, let the supposed fairies pinch him sound.
The truth being known, we'll all present ourselves, disown the spirit, and mock him home to Windsor.
That will be excellent. I'll go buy them vizards.
Anne Page, my daughter, shall be the queen of the fairies, finely attired in a robe of white.
And that silk will I go buy. And in that time shall Master Slender steal my Nan away and marry her at Eton. Go send to Falstaff straight.
Nay, I'll to him again in name of Brooke. He'll tell me all his purpose. Sure, he'll come.
Fear not you that. Go get us properties and tricking for a fairy.
Let us about it. It is admirable pleasures and very honest knaveries.
Go, send for Sir John to know his mind. Dr. Caius, you have my goodwill, and none but you to marry Anne Page. That Slender, though well landed, is an idiot, and he my husband best of all effects. You, doctor, are well moneyed, and your friends potent at court, and none but you shall have her, though 20,000 were there come to crave her.
cozened, for I have been cozened and beaten too. If it should come to the ear of the court how I have been transformed, and how my transformation hath been washed and cudgeled, they would whip me with their fine wits till I were as crestfallen as a dry pear. I never prospered since I forswore myself at cards. Well, if my wind were but long enough, I would repent. Now, whence come you?
From the two parties, forsooth.
The devil take one party, and his dam the other, and so they shall be both bestowed. I have suffered more for their sakes than the villainous inconstancy of man's disposition is able to bear.
And have not they suffered? Yes, I warrant speciously. One of them, Mistress Ford, good heart, is beaten black and blue, that you cannot see a white spot about her.
What tell'st thou me of black and blue? I was beaten myself into all the colors of the rainbow, and I was like to be apprehended for the witch of Brayford. But that my admirable dexterity of wit, my counterfeiting the action of an old woman delivered me. The knave constable had me set at the stocks. In the common stocks for a witch.
Sir, let me speak with you in your chamber. You shall hear how things go, and I warrant to your content. Here is a letter, we'll say somewhat. Good hearts, what ado is to bring you together. Sure, one of you does not serve heaven well, that you are so crossed.
Come into my chamber.
Enter quickly.
Oh, Master Fenton, talk not to me.
Yet hear me speak. Assist us on our purpose. And as I am a gentleman, we'll give thee 100 pounds in gold.
I will hear you, Master Fenton, and I will at the least keep your counsel.
But from time to time, I have acquainted you with the dear love I bear to fair Anne Page, who mutually hath answered my affection, so far forth as herself might be her chooser, e'en to my wish. I have letters from her, of such contents as you will wonder at. The mirth whereof so larded with my matter that neither singly can be manifested without show of both. Fat Falstaff hath a great scene. The image of the jest she'll show you here at large.
Oh, hark, good mine hostess. Tonight at Burns Oak, just 12 and 1, must I present the fairy queen. The purpose lies here. In such disguise, while other jests are something rank on foot, my father hath commanded me to slip away with Slender and with Met Eaton immediately to marry.
Yeah.
I have consented.
What?
Now, ma'am, my mother, ever strong against that match and firm for Dr. Caius, hath appointed that he shall likewise shuffle me away, while other sports are tasking up their minds, and at the deanery where a priest attends, straight marry me. To this my mother's plot I, seemingly obedient, likewise have made promise to the doctor. Now thus it rests. My father means I shall be all in white, and in that habit, when Slender sees his time to take me by the hand and bid me go, I shall go with him. My mother hath intended, the better to denote me to the doctor, for we must all be masked and vizarded, that quaint and green I shall be loose and robed, with ribbons pendant flaring about my head, and when the doctor spies his vantage right, to pinch me by the hand, and on that token shall I go with him.
Which means you, to deceive father or mother.
Bold, my good hostess, to go along with me, and here it rests that you'll procure the vicar, to stay for us at church twixt 12 and 1, and in the lawful name of marrying, to give our hearts united ceremony.
Well, husband, your device. I'll to the vicar. Bring your hearts, you shall not lack a priest.
So shall I evermore be bound to thee. Besides, I'll make a present recompense.
How now, Master Brooke? Master Brooke, the matter will be known tonight or never. Be you in the park about midnight at Burns Oak, and you shall see wonders.
Went you not to her yesterday, sir, as you told me you had appointed?
I went to her, Master Brooke, as you see, like a poor old man. But I came from her, Master Brooke, like a poor old woman. That same knave Ford, her husband, had the finest mad devil of jealousy in him that ever governed frenzy. I will tell you, he beat me grievously in the shape of a woman. For in the shape of a man, Master Brooke, I fear not Goliath with a weaver's beam. I am in haste follow me. I'll tell you strange things of this knave Ford, on whom tonight I will be revenged, and I will deliver his wife into your hands. Follow. Strange things in hand, Master Brooke. Follow!
Now, good Sir John, how like you Windsor wives? See you these, husband? Do not these fairy oaks become the forest better than the town?
Now, sir, who's a cuckold now?
Master Brooke, Falstaff's a knave, a cockle knave.
here are his horns, Master Brooke. And, Master Brooke, he hath enjoyed nothing of fords but his buck basket and 20 pounds of money, which must be paid to Master Brooke. His horses are arrested for it, Master Brooke.
Sir John, we have had ill luck. We could never meet. I will never take you for my love again, but I will always count you my dear.
I do begin to perceive that I am made an ass.
I am an ox, too. Both the proofs are extant.
These are not fairies. I was 3 or 4 times and thought they were not fairies. But the sudden surprise of my powers drove the foppery into a received belief, in despite of the teeth of all rhyming reason, that they were fairies.
Sir John Falstaff, serve God, and leave your desires, and fairies will not pinch you.
Well said, Fairy Hugh.
And leave you your jealousies too, I pray you.
I will never mistrust my wife again, till thou art able to woo her in good English.
Have I laid my brain in the sun and dried it, that it once mattered to prevent such gross overreaching as this? Am I ridden now with the Welsh goat too? Shall I have a coxcomb of freeze? 'Tis time I were choked with a piece of toasted cheese.
Cheese is not good to give butter. Your belly is all butter.
Cheese and butter! Have I lived to stand the taunt of one that makes fritters of English? This is enough to be the decay of lust and late walking through the realm.
Why, good Sir John, do you think though we would have thrust our virtue out of our hearts by the head and shoulders and given ourselves without a scruple to hell, that ever the devil could have made you our delight?
What? A naughty-pated fool? A whore-son villain?
A bag of clay-brained guts?
An obscene, greasy tallow catch full of intolerable entrails.
And give in to fornication and to taverns and to sack and wine in Methiglins, and drinkings and swearings and starrings and pribbles and prabbles.
Well, I am your theme. You have the start of me. I am dejected. I am not able to answer the Welsh flannel. Ignorance itself is a plummet o'er me. Use me as you will.
Mary! We'll bring you to Windsor to one Master Brooke. And to a cousin with money, to whom you should have been a pander. Over and above that you have suffered, I think to repay that money will be a biting affliction.
Yet be cheerful, knight. Thou shalt eat a posset tonight at my house, where I will desire thee to laugh at my wife, who now laughs at thee. Tell her Master Slender hath married my daughter.
Doctors doubt that. If Anne Page be my daughter, she is by this Dr. Caius's wife. Good George, be not angry. I knew of your plan, turned my daughter into green, and she is indeed with the doctor at the deanery, and they're married.
Yoo-hoo! Hello, Father Page.
Son, how now? How now, son? Have you dispatched?
By gar, I am married. I have married the premier bonhomme, by gar, and it is not Miss Anne Page. Mon amour loves me better by far than Miss Anne Page, and everything is...
This is strange. Who's got the right hand?
Oh, how my heart misgives me. Here comes Master Fenton. How now, Master Fenton?
Pardon, good father, good my mother, pardon.
Now, mistress, how chance you went not with Master Slender?
Why not, went you not with Master Doctor, Anne?
You do amaze me. Hear the truth of it, you would have married her most shamefully, where there was no proportion held in love. The truth is, she and I, long since contracted, are now so sure that nothing can dissolve us.
The offense is wholly that we have committed, and this deceit loses the name of craft, of disobedience, or unduteous title, since therein I do evitate and shun 1,000 irreligious cursed hours which forced marriage would have brought upon me.
Stand not amazed. Here is no remedy. In love, the heavens themselves do guide the state. Money buys lands, and wives are sold by fate.
I am glad, though you have taken a special stand to strike at me, that your arrow hath glanced.
Well, what remedy? Fenton, heaven give thee joy. What cannot be eschewed must be embraced.
When night dogs run, all sorts of deer are chased.
Well, I will muse no further. Good Master Fenton, heaven give you many, many merry days. Good husband, let us everyone go home, and laugh this sport or by a country fire, Sir John, and all.
Let it be so, Sir John. To Master Brooke, you yet shall hold your word.
Or he tonight shall lie with Mistress Ford.